Hello, my name is Martyr, and this is Let's Play Driftmoon. Driftmoon is an adventure role-playing game in the style of old classic role-playing games like Ultima and others of that nature. Driftmoon was developed by a charming couple from Finland whose names I am going to butcher right now, and I'm going to apologize in advance, but their names are Vili and Anne McConan. I'm sorry if I butchered that. The game was published by Instant Kingdom, and Driftmoon has been available on Steam since February 2013 and is now available for purchase for $14.99. Now, Driftmoon puts you in the role of a young man who's just returned to his home after receiving an urgent letter from his father, and wonky adventure basically starts from there. Now, the game has, you can create a new game right here, but in the game, while the game doesn't exactly have a robust character creation system, actually I'll just go you through that. You basically pick your name. I'll pick Martyr, for instance. And then the game basically gives you kind of its difficulty as far as how hard the game will be. And this affects how many skill points you get per level. The game, from what I understand, is fairly, I'm not gonna say easy, it's not too hard. So the fact that you have different levels of difficulty is very nice to have right there. But beyond that, the game actually does have deep customization. It's just in the game itself. Now, I'm going to load up an older game that I've already played for about an hour or so into the game, and I'm going to give, unfortunately, some spoilers. So if you're planning on getting this game, turn away now. Otherwise, if you're still on the fence and not sure, stick around, and maybe you'll see something you like. I'm going to go ahead and load up my game here. Like I said, it's about 43 minutes into the game. And here we are. This is the town that we're in. I forget what it's called. It's called, I don't remember what the town's called. It's called Northrop. That's it. Okay, Northrop. And basically, this is the first town you start in. Kind of the adventure starts from there. Unfortunately, everybody in the town has been turned to stone by some sort of strange artifacts. Now, I'm going to start off by saying that this game is heavily focused on the story. Big time. All the characters, there's a lot of reading, there's going to be a lot of exploring, there's going to be a lot of kind of interacting with characters, and that is kind of the highlight of the game, which is done in a very awesome and charming way. All the characters are very cute, and some of them are actually downright funny. So there's a lot of things to cover here in Driftmoon. Just to understand, there's several ways you can control the game. You have, of course, your WASD, but you can also just point and click, and your character will kind of follow your mouse in that direction. I like to control it with the computer and kind of make my character spin, which makes me kind of laugh, because I don't know how he does that, but that's pretty impressive. But yeah, basically the controls are very smooth, very simplistic. If you're wondering why it is I'm moving so slow, it's because, that's kind of on purpose. There's items in the game, which I'll show you the inventory really quick here, that can kind of enhance your speed, and there's also a stat that can enhance your speed. So let's just run through some quick options here. Of course, you got your save load games, you got your manipulation of text, reading speed, sound volumes, music, blah, blah, blah. Keys, open inventories, and inventory, of course, in the game. Quest logs, map. You can pause the combat in the middle of combat, which we'll get into a little bit later. Walking, quick saves, send feedback, tilt camera up, tilt camera down. And that's the other thing. The camera is, of course, always kind of stuck in this fixed position. You can zoom in pretty far, and you kind of get a closer view of your character. But for the most part, you're either going to be looking from a top-down view or kind of a side-angle view pretty much the entire game. So it's always beneficial just to have your camera kind of at a decent... Is that a fountain of blood? I hope not. The old strawberry juice fountain still runs. Robert and I always liked the milk fountain better. And that's one thing I love about Driftmoon. It's a very stylized, quirky universe. It's very just strange, wondrous, and adventurous. I'm not going to say the game isn't serious. What I'm going to say is the game is very lighthearted, and you can just relax in this game. So anyways, yes, the point is that the story is the focus of this game, and I'm kind of like in the first tutorial area. As you can see, there's kind of these floating question mark signs here to help me kind of learn how to play the game. And just to show you, okay, so as you progress through the game, of course, there's going to be monsters and quests and such, and you're going to level up, which is why I have this big level up button here. I want to show you actually what it is to level up. And when you level up, you get access to your points, like I said. I just hit level 3, and I got 1 point to basically put in whatever stat I choose. And this is where the kind of the customization comes into the game. You could play the game one style. You could be like, I want to be a warrior, a big beefy dude. Or you could be like an archer. You want to focus on your abilities. You could really dependent upon your game style, and you always can come back, replay it again, and try to play the game a different style. I'm kind of going for kind of a warrior-esque character right now, and this gives you access to the skill tree, which I'm not sure if there's another skill tree after this one, but this is pretty much the skill tree that you're allowed to get, and this gives you access to archery skills and other combat skills you'll be using throughout the game. Flurry, wrath, tower shield. This is if you want to be more of like a tankier character. This one, or if you want to be a ranged character. This one, I guess, is kind of like more magical based, or just it helps you hit crit more and things like that. This, I have no idea what it is. I'm going to actually click on this. I'm actually going to choose this one because I think it's hilarious that one of the skills is called Goldfish Scout. I have no idea what the hell it does. It apparently gives me the ability to see the rare but tasty goldfish that plague the land. You can intuitively tell if there's a goldfish somewhere nearby. You've found 0 of 13 goldfish so far. I'm going to do that because, I mean, it's there. It has to be there for a reason, right? But yeah, you get the idea. There's kind of like a customization here. There's a skill tree you to choose from, and you can go through the game picking different things in different ways. So I'm going to pick my goldfish skill, though. And there we go. Now I can detect goldfish. I don't know if there's a goldfish in the area, though. How do I determine that? Anyways, I don't know. As you can see, there's definitely a map, and I really enjoy the map because it's kind of intuitive. The fact that you can kind of just click things around and teleport to them, and that makes moving around the map much more faster, much more easier. There is kind of like a party feature in this game. There's kind of like this kid whose name is Word. I think that's his name, right? Word. Yeah, it's Word. Who basically follows you around, basically, and you can talk to him, have him carry some of your crap if you don't want to carry everything. And there's just a nice little party system here in place. You can, of course, also talk to him. And every character has a nice, well-drawn portrait, which I think is really neat. Every character seems to have a lot of personality. And there's a lot of quirky characters in this game, to say the least. I've already met a pirate crab. There is a, what the hell? Oh, there's a ghost. And like I said, there's going to be a lot of reading. So if you don't like reading or you don't know how to read, well, go learn how to read. What the hell's wrong with you? But there you go. This is Hannah Newmoon. She died in a fire. And while I'm not going to read all this because I think you should go ahead and get this game and read it yourself. There's several quests in this game. Let's see. I'm looking. Oh, there's also the ability to kind of just reveal things. You can just press. Oof, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry, Hannah. I didn't mean to push you, baby. All right. You can also press control, and it kind of reveals things in the area to you for you to be able to click and to interact with, which you will be doing a lot of that. Clicking and interacting with objects in the area. For instance, there's fish bones, candles, desks. I've already looted this house pretty much as I could to get all of the nice loots. But as you can see, kind of what I mean by that ultimate style, you kind of have this over-the-top head view. You go around clicking and basically adventuring and battling. And I'm actually going to go ahead and take us into this abandoned mine over here, which I can go ahead and just teleport to. And I'm going to go in here and actually see what the hell's inside of it. Green salt deposits, abandoned. Maybe we'll find some sort of trouble. And you can get an example of what a combat is like. Let's say that I should light a torch so that way I can get a view of my scenario. And that's it. Okay, there's a lot of things about this game. There's also crafting. There's books that you can collect. There's a lot of reading in this game. And I think if people like Skyrim and reading about the lore and all that deep universes, this game has all that. You can find quite a bit of tidbits revealing more about the towns and the characters that you'll meet as you move forward through the game. And there's also crafting, which you basically get through these blueprints. Basically, you find blueprints and then you can make items. For instance, I have a torch blueprint and a reverse ooze blueprint, and that's just the beginning of the game. I'm sure there's more blueprints to come, and then of course you have to actually collect the ingredients, which grow through the in-game time. Now, in-game time, I think like an hour is like a day. I'm not sure to be exact, but anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and light a torch here so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing, and we'll move forward here through this cave. And as you move forward, you kind of the characters will talk amongst themselves. Green salt, I want some of that. That stuff helps me make these this item here, which is called reverse ooze powder. And what reverse ooze powder does is let me kind of walk around a little bit faster and maybe escape from a battle that I might be overwhelmed by, or period end just oh boy. All right, now this is where the combat takes place. You basically find oozes or spiders or whatever have you, and you can pause the combat in the middle of the game, and this gives you you can now access your abilities. For instance, focus blow, or I have gold dust, which gives me a bonus defense. Let's see if I can use... no, I don't want to use that. And kind of Knights of the Old Republic style, as you click abilities, they kind of queue up here on the top left. And you can, of course, unselect them, and you can see them take place. You can plan out several forms of attacks, and then it'll actually happen. As you can see, I just used my forceful blow attack. It turned into a smaller ooze, as all oozes do, after all. Damn oozes. And I've been poisoned, so I'm actually losing health, which kind of sucks. But that's okay, because eventually the poison wears off, and then, you know, you're fine. I found some coins here, a food can, and more ooze. And that's the other thing, as your character eats, he gets more, well, he starts to regenerate more and more. So basically, it's always a good idea just to eat everything he finds, I guess. But this seems to be just a cave to find some oozes, get some experience, and maybe find some ingredients to make some items. I kind of like the fact that I can't really see where I'm going, and I have to really pay attention to what I'm doing here. There's a big wall. Is there a house in here? I think there's a house in here. Interesting. But yeah, the game has a deep exploratory element. I kind of just chose to walk in here. There was no quest marker to come in here. There's nothing even really telling me to come in here. I kind of just chose to. There's some green salt, lots of green salt. Some mushrooms, which of course he picks up off the ground and eats. A little bit of a weirdo, but hey, what the heck? Why not, right? If I was in the middle of a medieval universe, I would pick up anything I found and eat it. Why not? You never know when it will be your last meal. So there we go. We got all that. Is that the end of this cave? No, it's not. I kind of like this cave so far. I feel like we're exploring. Anything could be happening. Anything could be at the end of this cave. Let's move along. Here's some more green salt. I think that actually is the end of the cave, though. Alright, well, there you go. That was just kind of a quick example of the combat. There's skills in the game. Crafting. We could basically, now that we've collected some items, all it really is a matter, and the game is very intuitive and very simple in its design. All you have to do is go over here, you click on something, and it simply creates it. Like so. And you can keep on clicking and clicking and clicking till you make all of it and you have no ingredients left over. But I'm not going to do that. There's also these tabs over here which kind of let you know where your stats are, how your food is, your hit points are doing, your deflect, your karma, blah, 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 your talents. Kind of give you an idea of what your situation looks like so far. So we're going to head out of this cave. Can I teleport out of this cave? No, unfortunately, we're going to have to walk out, though. What the hell? Holy shit. That was a scary-ass clown. You hear a strange sound like the jingle of tiny bells. As you turn, you can finally see the outline of a hideous monster approaching you from the dark. A set of glowing peripherals fill the path he has walked. Half-remembered images from your childhood start surfacing as you see the creature's red clown nose and make up in a strange, oversized booty. The monster just stares at you intently. Hello, who are you? Don't you remember me, martyr? His deep, throaty voice is very familiar to you, but you quite recall where you've heard it, don't you remember? I am the one hiding under your bed. I'm the one your mother warned you about. When you didn't eat your dinner, you should have listened to your mother. She knew what she was talking about. I think I remember now. You're the boogeyman, but I thought you were just a nightmare. Started the quest legend of the boogeyman. Legend would make the boogeyman talk about his past. A grave mistake, boy. I'm no simple nightmare. The boogeyman is real as the ground you walk on. He's so close you can smell the foul air over his breath, but much hungrier and much deadlier. He certainly looks real and deadly. Alright, so we have options here. Like really any good RPG, we can lie, we can attack him. Oh, please don't eat me, boogeyman. I'm supposed to meet my brother who's taller and bigger than me. I could lure him here, but he would make a much better meal than I would. I would deal for you. Let me out of here alive and unharmed, and I'll bring you something much tastier than me, like mushrooms or berries. I'm sure you can find some fish or some fine meat for you. I couldn't less care for berries and such princess food, but I do have a taste for rare delicacies today. If you find me a tall, great groat, blutch, I guess, I'll let you live for now. He pauses and narrows his eyes, but make sure you hold on to our agreement and bring me the tall like you promised. Only an imbecile will try to break a deal with the boogeyman. Do you have any idea where I could find a great blutch? I've seen one of those lizards at the stables of the old farmer. Pluto, was it? What are you waiting for? Dinner time? Run to the forest now, run. I saw lizards but had been turned to stone. I suppose that's a problem. My teeth are harder than stone. We've served for some rare and useful artifact instead. I'll find that lizard tall and bring it to you. Fine, no delays. Find the lizard tail and join me for lunch yourself. He scowls after you underline his throat. Alright, so I guess we can press M now and we can escape the cave. That was a terrifying ass clown. Ugh, I don't like clowns. All in all, the game basically, as you can see, kind of has this quirky, strange humor to it all. It looks like my gold dust finally wore off. And yeah, the game basically, yeah, like I said, is very humor-filled. It's lighthearted. I don't remember, was it over here, that thing? I think it was. Oh, Lord. Spiky! No, Spiky! Die. The Hoe of Doom is so sharp it cuts through the stone like a knife through butter. If the litter is someday unpetrified, it'll grow its tail back. Alright, so there we go. We got our lizard tail. And this is not obviously part of the main quest. This is just a side quest to apparently satisfy the taste of our boogeyman character here. He holds a tail of great blush, and I promise to bring you. Ah, this will do. There's a terrible crunching sound as a creature devours a petrified lizard tail. Green drool dribbles down his cheeks, crispier than I expected. He looks up, suddenly remembering you're there. What do you do still standing there? Go before I change my mind about you not eating you. Oh, your stomach's full. I'd like to talk to you about your past. What? Why aren't you running? You're sorry, creature. Are you not afraid of me? I'd be lying if I said I'm not afraid of you, but there's something I would must talk to you about. Fine, don't turn your back on me and expect to live. Cora's mouth twitched to an almost smile-like position. He seems to be taking immense pleasure in frightening you. You're certainly a good scaring all sorts of creature, but I've heard you were once really talented at making them laugh as well. What do you mean, you insignificant little thing? Are you telling me you'd been a jester at the court of the ancient king before you were transformed into the boogeyman? What on Driftmoon makes you think there's even a slice of truth in that? As you can see, the game basically has these really cool, in-depth side quests, and this is even part of the main quest, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and just skip all this. As you can see, it's quite a bit of reading. I just gained a level, and for my level, I just got another skill point, which I'll go ahead and drop into, let's go agility. I got access to another skill set here. I'm going to go with poison resistance, because that seemingly happens a lot to me. I don't really know what happened out of that quest. I'm guessing the boogeyman probably changed his ways. But yeah, basically that's just one example of the many, many side quests in this game. If you want to see that side quest, I apologize. There's just so much more to cover in this game, and I want to get to it. So now, like I said, the graphics are fairly simplistic. For the game itself, they're not bad. The game obviously lends itself to the style of graphics because it's an overhead top of view game, but all in all, it's really, really cool looking. All the graphics seem to work well together. You kind of can move through the environments fairly well, and the houses kind of, roofs disappear. It's all very well done, I think. Sound-wise, again, very well done, I think. The music's kind of nice. There's bird sound effects, and the combat sound effects are fairly well done. And the game basically is just pretty, all in all, very well put together. There's a lot of exploration. Also, before I forget, I should mention that there is modding in this game, because this game's been out since February 2013. There's quite a few mods. One of the mods, of course, one of the mods I read about was the one that allows you to actually change the main character himself, and you actually don't have to be a boy if you're a girl, for instance, playing this game. You don't want to be playing a dude. There is a mod for that. You can actually just go ahead and turn yourself from the brother to the sister. If this changes to the text of the game, I have no idea, but there's a choice there for that. There's modding is what I'm trying to say. You can go ahead and also create your own custom mods, which I think is really neat about this game. Also, this game is very, I want to say, family friendly. The game, while it can be, well, that clown terrified the crap out of me, the game is just very family friendly. It's lighthearted, it's nice. There isn't blood and guts everywhere like you would see with most of these days with these types of games. Diablo. So you know what I'm talking about. The game basically is friendly for all ages. I think anybody could pick this up and play this game. I mean, I would go as far as an 8-year-old could play this game. It's all very simplistic, but at the same time, it also has that deep customization that allows the more intricacies of the game, and you can kind of jump headlong into this game and see how far you can go. The game has about, from what I understand, 25 hours of the main storyline itself. And that's not counting side quests or mods that maybe have come up and created along the way. So like I said, guys, it's a great game. Driftmoon will put a smile on your face for sure. It does exactly what RPGs should do. It lets you escape our world and fly into a fantastical, adventurous world. Maybe not always on the serious side. It's lighthearted, and I think that's a good thing. So many games have elements of doom and gloom these days. That's good to just be able to relax, kick back, and just have a nice adventure. And I think Driftmoon will please many people from different age groups. Even myself, I'm a full-grown adult and find myself chuckling at some of the characters and their quirks and their personalities and some of the jokes that they've made. I mean, for God's sakes, one of the party members is right here on the island is a guy named Bobby, who is a guy who's lost his skin. Right there, that's hilarious, okay? The game mechanics are smooth, fun, and keep the game moving at a decent pace. So I think you should take up the Makonan's offer and buy this game on Steam. Forget your troubles, let yourself fall into the world of Driftmoon, and relax. As always, a big thanks to the developers whose name I have butchered. I apologize again during this recording. You guys really poured some heart and fun into this game. And if you like this reviews, please remember to click, like, and subscribe and share if you would be so kind. I will make sweet, sweet love to you if you do, and it lets me know that you like these IndieView videos. Thanks again, and this has been Let's Play Driftmoon.